Good morning, everybody. Matthew Cook here on the Tactical Dad podcast. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about EDC belt setup. So, everyday carry setup for your belt. Since it's belts are a big category for us, we focus heavily on belts, and we feel that we can provide some pretty good information when it comes to an everyday belt setup. So I am already one for being rather minimal, like don't have what you don't need, don't carry on you what you don't need. So I'm all about being very minimal, still prepared but minimal. And when we think about everyday carry, we're talking about everyday activities, going to your job, going to work, going to the grocery store, going to run errands, going to do XYZ, things that you would do every day. And so it's important that we're not going into battle, we're not going to the range, we're not going tactical shooting practice or anything like that. It's just everyday carry. So when it comes to your belt setup, it needs to be minimal, and two, needs to carry the things that you could possibly use every day, or find yourself if you ever found yourself in a situation throughout everyday activities that would be very helpful. So right off the bat, because it's usually in the title of most of these belts that are designed for EDC, is your gun. You're gonna carry a gun, so you're either gonna have an in the waistband holster or an outside the waistband holster. I've tried both. I really don't like inside the waistband. I just found it's just annoying. Maybe that's because I'm not extremely skilled at drawing from a holster, so maybe part of that's on me. And I might come around later as I become better as a shooter. But I just thought inside the waistband was just annoying. Now, if you're really going to conceal and you don't want it to be on show, you don't want to display it, you wear a t-shirt tucked into your pants, then you're probably going to want to go inside the waistband. So some of this is dependent on what you want and your own personal needs. But personally, I don't like inside the waistband, but you got to make that decision. Inside the waistband, outside the waistband. Either way, the belt needs to be strong enough to hold the gun. So it can't sag, it can't fold over, it can't bend. So it needs to be a strong enough denier that it can hold a gun. And I don't know what the typical weight of a gun is, but they're pretty weighty. They're quite heavy. So it needs to be strong. And you're probably going to carry another magazine. So you're going to have it's either going to be part of the holster, because you can buy holsters that have the magazine holder like kind of attached to it, or it could be separate on the other side of you. Either way, the belt is going to need to hold the gun and a magazine. Other items, you're probably going to have your phone, so you either have your phone in your pocket, or some people carry it on the belt. Quite easily accessible when the phone's on the belt. I don't like how it looks, so I'll never do it. I'll just have this, the lens that I look through makes me feel like if I have my phone on my belt, then I'm 30 years older than what I actually am. And I also think that it can be stolen easier than if it was in my pocket. I might be wrong with that, but I don't like having my phone out on display, so I'll never have it on my belt. But I see a lot of people do, so if you do, the belt needs to be able to hold gun, magazine, and your phone, flashlights, keys. Now, if you've got a D-ring, you might hook your keys on there. If you've got the ability to have like maybe just some MOLLE webbing, put your flashlight in there. A lot of people carry a knife too, so you might carry a knife there. Either way, you've got gun, magazine, maybe your phone, flashlight, keys. You might have anywhere from 3 to 5 items on the low end or 5 to 7 on the high end. So the belt needs to be strong, it needs to be rigid, it needs to be durable to carry that. And it also needs to sort of blend in. You can't, like walking around with a pair of jeans and a war belt is, it's gonna stand out a lot. Then you're not kind of blending into society, right? So that being said, you gotta go, our personal preference, you gotta find a belt with the right denier count, anywhere from 500 to sort of 900. 600 is the sweet spot, that's what ours are. You want to go anywhere between 1.3 inches in width to 1.75 inches in width. Most belt loops are going to be 1.5, so go 1.3 to 1.5. Don't go bigger than 1.5, otherwise you're going to struggle like hell to get it through your belt loops. Thickness, you want at least 4 millimeters. 3 and 3/4 is the least, because then you start running into issues with it folding over and bending and not being as rigid as you need. So you want to make sure I would go 4 millimeters. That's what ours are. That's what we found the sweet spot was. You go more than that and you have a higher denier count, up to like 1,000, 1,100, and it just gets too stiff and very uncomfortable. And it's every day, so you're gonna put it on at the start of the day and take it off at the end of the day. So it's on you all day. So you don't want it to be digging into your sides when you just bend over and you sit in your car or you get in and out of your truck. It's not very comfortable. So 600 is the sweet spot, 1.3 to 1.5 inches in width. The thickness, I'd go 4 millimeters, and then you should be good. There are lots of different styles because it's EDC, everyday carry. You're doing running regular errands on a daily basis. I'd go with something a little bit more discreet, so a smooth textured finish. My personal preference is nylon, but a lot of people like leather. We might go into doing some leather ones one day, but as of right now, we're not. We're going to focus on nylon because I like that the most, and it seems like a lot of other people do. So that is EDC belt setup. That's where you want to go. Anything when you start adding more things to that, like medical kit, gloves, then you start getting into what you would really use if you were just going to go and shoot, and multiple magazines and multiple guns, and you start talking more about having more of a MOLLE system on you, then that's sort of like a battle belt, war belt. And they're different categories altogether. We're going to stick EDC, everyday carry, running errands, running around daily basis. Only carry what you need, don't carry what you don't need, and have a belt that is strong enough, durable enough to do the job. So yeah, that's all from me today. We'll talk about the other belt setups for the range and sort of a battle belt, because I'm getting more into that. So I'm going to learn more through different experts and reading lots of cool things online from other experts. So I will share my opinion, my perception, my personal beliefs after I actually do it. I try not to talk about things that I haven't done or I'm not doing and learning. Yeah, that's all from me today. Thanks for joining me. See you again next time.